We are obsessed with perfection. We filter our photos, edit our mistakes, and try our absolute best to look like we have our lives completely together. But biologically, human beings don't actually like perfection. In fact, it kind of creeps us out. Imagine you're on a first date with someone who is flawless. They look perfect, they say all the right things, and they don't make a single mistake. You'd probably feel a little intimidated. But the moment they accidentally drop their fork or spill a tiny bit of water, suddenly you relax. You like them more. Why does a tiny, relatable mistake make someone instantly more attractive? Today, we are diving into a strange psychological loophole that proves your flaws might actually be your greatest superpower: the Pratfall Effect. To understand why this happens, we have to go back to 1966. A social psychologist named Elliot Aronson wanted to see how vulnerability affects a person's status. He took a group of students and had them listen to tape recordings of a candidate auditioning for a prestigious quiz bowl team. The students listened to two different versions of the candidate. In the first version, the candidate answered 92% of the difficult questions correctly, modestly admitted to being an honor student, and sounded incredibly impressive. A total genius. But then, Aronson added a tiny, chaotic twist to the end of the recording. Right as the interview is wrapping up, the candidate can be heard making an awkward clatter, followed by the words, "Oh my goodness, I've spilled coffee all over my new suit." When Aronson asked the students who they liked more, the results were definitive. The genius who spilled coffee was rated significantly more likable and attractive than the exact same genius who didn't make a mess. This is the pratfall effect, a psychological phenomenon where a person's perceived attractiveness increases after they make a mistake, but only if they are already seen as capable. Why does our brain do this? It comes down to relatability. When someone is too perfect, our brains build a wall of distrust. We assume they are hiding something or that they are superior to us. A small blunder removes that threat. It humanizes them. Massive companies actually use this trick to manipulate us into buying things every single day. Take the classic Volkswagen Beetle advertisements. Instead of bragging about luxury, they ran ads calling their own car a lemon because it looked odd. And guess what? Sales skyrocketed. By admitting a flaw, the company made consumers believe they were being completely honest. So when they said the car was highly reliable, people actually believed them. But before you go out and purposely start knocking over tables to make friends, there's a massive catch to this rule. The pratfall effect only works if people already think you know what you're doing. In that same 1966 experiment, Aronson also tested a second candidate who was mediocre, someone who only answered 30% of the questions correctly. When that person spilled coffee on themselves, their likability didn't go up, it plummeted. If you are already struggling, a mistake just makes you look incompetent. But if you are capable, a mistake makes you lovable. It's a delicate balance of confidence and humility. And if you enjoy discovering these hidden psychological patterns that govern our daily lives, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We unpack mysteries just like this every single week, and having you along for the journey makes this community complete. So, what's the takeaway? Stop hiding your quirks. The occasional stumble doesn't push people away, it draws them closer. Perfection is a shield, but vulnerability is a magnet. We are wired to love the beauty in the breakdown, but our obsession with hiding from our vulnerabilities and hiding from the dark isn't a modern invention. It goes back to the very dawn of human history. Long before we had smartphones to hide our awkward moments, or artificial lights to keep the world bright, our ancestors had to face a completely different kind of vulnerability. The moment the sun went down, the ancient world transformed into a place of absolute darkness, hidden dangers, and bizarre nocturnal rituals. What exactly did our ancestors do during those long, pitch-black hours before modern history began? If you want to step out of the psychology of today and journey back thousands of years into the secrets of the ancient night, click on the video on your screen right now. Let's find out together.